Daily discussion to start with is related to the custodial death. You know, in the legal parlance, people committing crime are put behind the bar or are kept in custody. Custody may be police custody or magisterial custody. Fine. So, the news that we are going to discuss is regarding the death of the person. Okay. Recently, the Union government briefed Rajya Sabha on custodial death in India. By the government, the Home Ministry in charge of this issue briefed the Rajya Sabha about the custodial death in the country. The Ministry of Home Affairs has recently informed the Rajya Sabha that the details of custodial death reported between April 1st, 2017 and March 31st, 2022 across all states and union territories in India. Okay. Okay. So, police brutality and violence have exponentially grown over the last 4 or 5 years in India. It's a big cause of concern. What? One is police brutality. Second is violence by the law enforcement agency, the custodian, have exponentially grown over the last 4 or 5 years in India. It has been reported or briefed to Rajya Sabha by the Home Ministry or Ministry of Home Affairs. Inadequate legal provisions in the judicial system, to reprimand law enforcing authorities for carrying out brutal practices and resorting to torture have also contributed to these problems. What has been identified? Inadequate legal provisions to protect the person in custody. Okay. Law enforcing authority for carrying out brutal practices and resorting to torture. So three important things: inadequate legal provisions, judicial system, so brutal practices by the law enforcement authority, and torture, okay, are the major cause of custodial death as have been reported. Okay, so what has else been reported by this report presented by the ministry in the Rajya Sabha? Okay, previously, National Human Rights Commission reported 2,150 deaths in judicial custody and 155 deaths in police custody in 21-22, which show a constant increase in custodial death. But as reported during 21-22, just in 1 year, there are 2,150 deaths in judicial custody, while there the judicial inside the jail, and 155 deaths in the police custody, when there the police station in the lockup of the police. 150 persons have died while in police custody. Okay. Human rights activists have flagged it as every individual has the fundamental right to life under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. But so custodial death in judicial custody, whose number is nearly more than 2,000, around reported at 2,150, and police judicial custody and 100 death in police custody, manifest the deplorable condition inside the jail as well as in the police station in the country. Okay, so if the persons who are in jail or who are in the police custody, they died there, This is a violation of human rights and the fundamental rights of the person under Indian Constitution. Okay, both human rights as declared by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of the United Nations. Okay, okay. Highest number of coastal deaths in the last 5 years have been reported in Gujarat. One of the best model state are being claimed by the state itself with all models of development. But highest custodial death, okay, are in Gujarat. This shows the approach of the government in Gujarat in protecting the fundamental rights of the citizens. Highest custodial death are reported in Gujarat. Okay, at 80, followed by Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar. You see, in many of the states, so BJP is the ruling party. Okay, if the party ruling at the center and okay, okay, so this shows that even how the government is careful because you see people the so it so happens that normally the police matter is a matter of the state, law enforcement is a state subject, police custody is a state subject, okay, arresting criminal is a state subject. Here central government has nothing to do. Okay, so state government maintain the jail, state government maintain the police network, state government arrest and put the person in the police lockup and present him or her before the magistrate, and then if proven he or she is sent to the jail, kept under the judicial custody. Okay, and both the cases Gujarat has reported highest number of custodial death at 80 and Uttar Maharashtra 76, Uttar Pradesh 41. Okay, these three states were ruled by BJP and recently in Maharashtra BJP Shiv Sena. Okay, combined in ruling. Fine. Among the 9 union territory, the highest incidence of student death report from Delhi, the capital of the country. She ruled by the Aam Aadmi Party. Okay, so the government became government is the custodian of the people's life and liberty. But here what happened? The government itself violated the basic rights of life of the people, and the maximum number of custodial death are reported in the big states of the country. This shows that what is the projection and what the government is, how the government is careful about the life of the common people. Fine. Okay. So here it is Gujarat at the top. Here it is the Delhi at the top among the Union territories. Followed by Jammu Kashmir. Okay, at fourth position. Fine. See that almost all the states and Union territory there is instances of custodial death. A total of 146 cases of death in police custody reported during 2017-2018, 136 in 2018-2019, 112 in 2019-22, 100 in 2021, and 175 again, the highest. Okay, each in 21-22. That means, so this shows that the number is very much volatile, and in the last presented year it is the highest 175 custodial death during 2021-22. That like Sikkim and Goa reported no incident from 27 to 2020, but recorded one incident custodial death each in 21 and 22. Although the total tally of custodial death in present past 5 years was 9,112, the disciplinary action were taken only in 21 cases, amount to just 0.23% total cases. Although there are more than 9,000 custodial death, 9,112, but disciplinary action on the violators for which this incident took place inside the custody were only 21, which is less than 1%. It is only 0.23% disciplinary action have been taken against the person who might be responsible for the custodial death. This shows how there is the nexus between the violators and how the right of the persons in custody is at the mercy of the law enforcement agency. This shows a very poor state of affairs. Nearly 69% of the deaths in police custody from 21 to 2010 to 2020 occurred due to illness. That means they are unable to provide proper medical care to the inmates when they are inside the jail, and 29% due to suicide. You see, this is another big issue. How a person can commit suicide when in custody? Because he is under 24-hour surveillance, he is not alone, he is with other inmates, his entire activity is monitored, there are CCTV, there are wardens, there are okay. So jail security there. So jail is a safe place. Fine. Normally, jail is a safe place. Even some person after committing some crime, they try to go to the jail because they'll be protected. Their life will not a threat. Okay. But when they okay, otherwise, so where they might have been protected. Okay. But here what happened? So they are being killed. Okay, so where they're supposed to be protected, get utmost protection, but they're being killed there. This is so. This shows the reality of the situation. So 30% due to illness. So when they are inside the jail, they are upkeeping of their health is the responsibility of the government. But instead of putting their health under utmost concern, so they are not being given the treatment for which they died, and 40% died due to illness because they don't get timely health facility inside the jail. Although jail has doctors, jail has paramedics, there is a provision to admit the person in the outside the jail, the required hospital if the situation so demands, but this facility not being used properly that led to 40% of death inside the jail is due to illness and 29% due to suicide. This is again a declaration how a person can commit suicide when he is inside the custody. Normally should not. Okay. But the situation when physical assault by police has been observed in only 6% of the cases. Okay. People commit suicide, but whether they commit suicide or they're abetted to commit suicide, that's a different thing. Recently, we have seen a very big issue in that Mahaling case. Okay, so in that the main accused Govinda, he committed suicide inside the jail. Okay, committed suicide hanging in the window. This shows that the being inside the jail when such a high security person is put behind, so he is able to commit suicide. This shows the callousness on the part of the jail authority. This is a big issue because they should not be that callous. The jail authority, when admitting a person, should not be that careless that the person will be able to commit suicide while inside the jail. If he is able to commit suicide while in the jail, then what is the situation for others? Fine. What is custodial death? Custodial death refers to the death of an accused during pre-trial or after conviction. Two things: custodial death, pre-trial. He has been so. You see, what is pre-trial? Because many persons are put behind bar in India. Okay, are put in the jail because they are under trial prisoners. Their trial is going on, so they are under trial prisoners. Okay, so they are being so. Okay, so they should not be able to destroy the evidence. That is why they have been put behind bar. Okay, they have been put in the jail because they will not be able to destroy, okay, the evidence against them. Okay, but in case they are killed there, okay, so then how it is possible? How it is possible that they will be able to commit suicide while inside the jail premises? This is a very big issue. Okay, so then types of custody you see. So arrest and custody are not synonymous. The custody means keeping a individual in protective care based on the apprehension that he or she may cause harm to the society. So he is put under custody, okay, or protective care. Okay. So custody. So because why a person is put under protective care based on the apprehension that he or she may cause harm to the society if left roam around, okay, in the society. Police custody. When a police officer arrests an individual accused of committing a crime and bring him to the police station, it is called police custody. And in each police station there is a cell. Okay, so which in we call the hajat, police hajat. Okay, and the police officer when he arrests an individual accused of committing a crime and bring him to the police station, it is called a police custody, and he put in that police hajar or cell inside the police station, and he is kept under 24 hours supervision, and before he presented to the magistrate within 24 hours of the arrest he is to present to the magistrate, because police cannot keep anyone with him beyond 24 hours. Okay, so as per the habeas corpus, okay, the writ under article 32, so we have 5 writs, okay, and the right writ of habeas corpus ensure that the police officer should present him within 24 hours of arrest before the magistrate, and he cannot keep him for a long period in police custody. No one can be kept in police custody for a long period. So within 24 hours the person is to be presented before the magistrate, and the magistrate will order do the means he will try the case, and if it is possible, okay, so he will be put behind the bar. Okay. Then comes judicial custody. The accused is kept in the custody of the magistrate of the concerned area. Okay. So the magistrate is present before the magistrate, and the magistrate send him to the jail. Okay. So okay. So it is called the magisterial custody. Okay. One is police custody. Second is the judicial custody or magisterial custody. So he is normally put behind the jail. But in the police custody, he is put behind the police lock-off. Fine. And when the police take him to him into custody, okay. So for interrogation, okay. States with highest custodial depth, see, it is Gujarat, okay, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Bihar. 5 states in highest order of. You see, it is 24. This is 18. This is 14. This is okay. In some state, if there is falling, in some state, it is increasing. Fine. Custodian judicial remand under CRPC in India. According to section 57 of the Criminal Procedure Code, CRPC, a police officer cannot retain a person in custody for more than 24 hours, and the officer need to seek special permission from the magistrate to hold further. If the person is to be kept under police custody for a long period, he must ask for, okay, remand. And the concept called, it is called police remand. Police will apply to the magistrate to give that person on remand to the police. So it will be on the police remand for interrogation. Remand period used for interrogation, for scene creation or the crime scene creation, or any such other incident. As you might have seen recently much in news about the killer of the health minister, that Odisha. Okay, the accused was kept under police remand. Okay, again and again for 3 times, and during the remand, we are taken to that outside the state for each different tests. Okay, narco analysis, lie detection test, etc. are conducted outside the state. And during that period, he was in the police remand. So he was requested, the police had paid for remand to the magistrate, and the master of giving remand. He had been under the police control, and police take him to those laboratory for his detailed examination. Major issue with custodial death in India. Okay, so why it's so disregard to human dignity? Okay, in 2018, within report of NCRB, National Crime Record Bureau, listed 149 custodial deaths due to unnatural causes and due to unknown causes with no record details. 149 custodial deaths were without any valid reasons. Okay. Okay. So many deaths are caused by suicide, but it's unclear whether inmates commit suicide or forced to avoid further violence and torture for which they are commit suicide. Here, normally what happens? So the police justify they have committed suicide, but why he has committed suicide when inside the jail, and how he is able to commit suicide? Okay, the inmates committed suicide or are forced to avoid further violence by committing suicide because so to save himself from further violence and torture, he commits suicide inside the jail itself. Psychological aspect of prisoners are neglected and there is no psychiatric help available inside many of the jails. Okay, when they're inside the jail, so they face many psychological disorder. Away from friends, away from family, away from anyone near and dear. So normally they get psychologically depressed, but there is no psychiatric help available to the common inmates inside the jail. Some high profile inmates may be able to getting it, but normally for the common inmates, no such psychiatric help is required or is provided inside the jail premises. That's a big issue. Miserable prison conditions. The prison conditions are miserable and medical facility offered to inmates are inadequate. Fighting among inmates, you see, so the report say that in India, the jails are overcrowded by more than 1.5 lakh people. Okay, report say that so the jail, the number of inmates inside the jail is 1,50,000 more than the strength of the jails, and many of them are under trial prisoners. Okay, many of them are under trial prisoners. Okay, so and that is why the crime are increasing. Okay, so that is why so they are able to. Okay, so they are in much pressure. Okay, and that is a major reason for the custodial death. You can say fine. Then fighting among inmates frequent and fatal. At times, fighting among different persons inside the jail put them in put their life at risk. Okay, because so they fight among themselves. Then physical agony adds to mental trauma, severely impacting an inmate's mindset. Okay. Then excessive power of the police. Excessive power vested by the state in police authority is one of the most important reason behind the rise of custodial death. Because police in the state is most powerful, and that is a major reason for the custodial death due to police excesses. Police use excess power. That is a major reason for the, you can say, for custodial death. Police authority often resort on excess amount of force. Many cases of custodial death are covered up administrative cover up. It has been very well said that many of these custodial death cases are covered up. Okay, because so to protect themselves, the authority try to so cover up the cases, so that help them in covering up the or saving themselves. Otherwise they might have reprimanded, action might have been taken against them. Okay, but so they cover up the cases and to give that an image of committing suicide, right, or due to illness. No stringent action were taken against the individual in the past, and the precedent has been set so far. Okay, so many custodial death, and if you see the report of any action taken against them, only 0.23%. Okay, action has been taken only. Okay, that is the manifestation. You see how. Okay, so only action has been taken only against 0.23% of the hiring officials who have, okay, so violated it and done the crime. Very few. So the percentage say percentage wise it is 0.23% of the cases action has been taken against. Fine. Okay, the airing officials. This shows that this is the cover up given by the police to their own people. Okay, it refers to the torture of a suspect while under the, okay, then custodial torture. The next topic. Okay, in this is custodial torture. What is custodial torture? So it refers to the torture of a suspect while under the custody of the law enforcement agency. The Supreme Court has rejected the notion of custodial torture, citing it as naked violation of human rights and degradation. Okay, so what? Okay, so it is an offense punishable by law, but the offender often does not get punished. Okay, okay, so although it is an offense which might have been punished by law, but they have not got any such punishment by the enforcement agency. Doctor conducting post-mortem are pressurized by the police authority, making it difficult to perform their medical duty diligently. Okay, you see what happened? So normally after the death, custodial death, there is an post-mortem done, but the post-mortem brings the reality to the picture. But what happened? So the police comes under the pressure, that the doctor came under the pressure of the police. Thereby, so they don't do their duty honestly. So and they give the report which is always favorable to the police, and their heinous crime is it remain undetected or was given a cover up. Violation of rule of law. So, custodial death due to torture and violence by the police goes against the fundamental structure of the Constitution of India and violates various fundamental laws that are guaranteed by the Constitution. Article 21 prohibits punishment above what is mentioned in the law that deals with the offence. Article 23 prohibits a person to be compelled to be witness against himself. So forced testimony is violated of Article 23. Okay. What are the legal provisions to penalize custodial death? Section 302 of the IPC says that charges police officers with murder for death of a suspect in custody. What is the punishment to him? Section 304 IPC punish police officer for culpable homicide. Okay, not amounting to murder, while section 304A can be applied for custodial death by negligence. Health issue not properly attended. Fine. Section 176(1) of the Code of Criminal Procedure (CRPC) empowers magistrate to hold inquiry into a cause of death during custody. Magistrate can start inquiry to custodial death when the person was in custody and died there. Section 7 and 29 of Indian Penal Police Act empowers senior police officer to dismiss or suspect negligent police officers and penalize police personnel for carrying out their duty negligently. In case police conduct their duty with negligence, so they can be punished. Okay, it's the provision under Indian different IPC, CRPC, so and fundamental rights. Okay, then international law dealing with human rights. Okay, so Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1940 by United General Assembly. Every person should be treated as innocent until proven guilty, and no person should be tortured to or treated cruelly, as per the provisions of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights signed in 1948, okay, 10th December by United Nations General Assembly. The United General Assembly in 1948 passed the Universal Declaration. The Universal Declaration declared the provisions of the human rights in the world in a more codified way. Fine. And it has mentioned detail of what is human rights and what is the violation. International Covenants on Civil and Political Rights, 1966, another United Nations major. Every individual has the inherent right to life and prevention of cruel, degrading and inhuman treatment of prisoners. Okay, this is the second one, second international law, that is the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights passed by the United Nations. The United Nations Standard Minimum Rules for the Treatment of Prisoners, 2015. It discourages any discrimination against prisoners based on race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or another status. Okay, that means so the person should be protected. So United Nations Standard Minimum Rules for treatment of prisoners. No discrimination should be done on the basis of race, color, sex, language, religion, political or another opinion, national or societal origin, property, birth or another status. So these are all the conditions, okay, which prohibits, okay, the authority from committing any discrimination. United Nations Charter, okay, 1945, it set out the purposes and principles of the United Nations, including the promotion of human rights. Okay, that is what European Convention on Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedom, 1950. It is an international treaty that seeks to protect the human rights and fundamental freedom of individuals in Europe. Seven directives laid down in the Prakash Singh versus of India, formation of a state security commission, merit-based system for the appointment of the Director General of the State Police, 2-year minimum tenure for the SP and the station house officers, separation of investigation and law and other functions of the police. Okay, establishment of a police establishment board. Okay, so some of these recommendations have been given in during the course of time to improve the situation, and formation of a police complaint authority, formation of National Security Commission. So these are some of the recommendations made earlier. Okay, but what each the status, it is well known as per the report published recently. Okay, so when the report is published, so it shows that so the theory is something different and the reality runs counter to the theory mentioned in the law. So laws are made very well in the country, nationally, internationally. Laws to protect human rights are very, very well laid out. But when it comes to implementation, so there is massive violation. And with the rising civilization, literacy level, etc., the crime against the person put behind bar, okay, custodial death. The instances of custodial death is also increasing in the country. This is a very, very deplorable situation and need improvement. Why? Because with the advent of with the march of the society progress, so these things have to be ensured. Okay. The second topic that we will take is about the snow leopard. Okay. This is an environmental issue. A snow leopard spotted in Uttarakhand's Dharma Valley for the first time. Okay, so it has been reported that the snow leopard, an endangered species, has been located in the Uttarakhand Dharma Valley. Okay, snow leopards are usually found at a higher, more than height altitude of 12,000 feet, while village, where it is located, is only 11,122 120 feet. Okay. Snow leopards were earlier spotted in the Nanda Devi range of the Garhwal Himalaya and parts of Himachal Pradesh and the Ladakh region. But locating them and 1,000 feet below is a big issue. The Union International Conservation of Nature, okay, red list. The snow leopard is listed in the as vulnerable IUCN red list, so it is listed as a vulnerable species. Okay, International Union for uh, Conservation of Nature IUCN. Fine. Okay, so in addition, the snow leopard, like all big cats, is also listed in the Appendix 1 of the Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species. Okay, CITES Convention. Okay, on endangered species. In India, okay. The conservation in India, snow leopard is listed under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, giving the highest protection status under the country's law. Okay. The government of India has identified the snow leopard as a flagship species for the highest high altitude Himalaya. Flagship species. That means so their survival depends upon lot many other ecosystem. So flagship species, the species to survival needs protection of a entire range of circumstances or situation, so they can survive. India is also party to the Global Snow Leopard and Ecosystem Protection Program since 2013. Himal Sarankyak. It is a community voluntary program to protect snow leopard launched in October 2020 in India. In 2019, the first national protocol was also launched on snow leopard population assessment, which has been very useful for monitoring their population in the country. The Secure Himalaya Global Environment Facility National Development Program funded the project to conservation of the high altitude biodiversity, reducing the dependence of local community on the natural ecosystem. Project Snow Leopard, it was launched in 2009 to promote an inclusive and participatory approach to conserve snow leopard and their habitat in India. Snow leopard is one the list of 21 critically endangered species for the recovery program of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, it is one among the 21 critically endangered species in the country. Snow leopard conservation breeding program is underway at Padmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park, Darjeeling in West Bengal. So, government has taken up the snow leopard breeding program. Okay, and it is being undertaken at the Padmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park at Darjeeling in West Bengal. So, this shows India's concern about the protection of the ecologically sensitive species called the snow leopard. Okay, Global Snow Leopard and Ecosystem Protection Program. The Global Snow Leopard Ecosystem Protection is a high-level intergovernmental alliance of all 12 snow leopard range countries where snow leopard are still there. Okay. The snow leopard country, namely India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, Mongolia, Russia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. So some Asian and some Central Asian countries are part of the ecosystem which houses the snow leopard in the world, and other country it is just in picture, they are no more available in any other country, so they are only available through picture in those countries. Fine, they see snow leopard only in picture in those countries, whereas we practically see them. Okay, this is the big issue. Fine, so the snow leopard okay, in majority focus on the need of awareness and understanding of the value of the snow leopard and the ecosystem, because the snow leopard for its survival depends upon the ecosystem. Okay, the ecosystem remain, then no snow leopard can stay or grow. Okay, it's not possible to go beyond. Fine, so they cannot survive. So this shows that India is house to this the situation that this particular endangered species, and they are able to maintain it. Okay, and we should take it utmost care, so we will be able to protect the snow leopard and further give their or boost their number in the country. Right. So, in majority focus of the need for awareness and understanding of the value of the snow leopard for the ecosystem. So this being a flagship species, so protection of those snow leopard is important because the ecosystem will be monitored and kept intact. Okay. Otherwise, the snow leopard cannot survive. That is a big issue. Living Himalaya Network Initiative. Living Himalaya Initiative is established as one of the World Wildlife Fund global initiative to bring about transformational conservation impact across the three eastern Himalayan countries of Bhutan, India, and Nepal, where most of these snow leopards are located. Objective of this LHI includes adapting to climate change, connecting to habitat, and saving iconic species. Okay. Okay, so this is what Government of India has started taking many measures to protect the snow leopard population in the country because the numbers are critically endangered, and if not protected, so they will just vanish from the country. So, like the cheetah vanished from India. Fine. The next topic is about the exercise Dharma Guardian 2023. The fourth edition of the joint military exercise Dharma Guardian between India and Japan is being conducted at the Camp Imaju in Shiga province, Japan from 17th February to 2nd March 2023. Okay, troops of the Garhwal Rifle Regiment, Indian Army, and the Infantry Regiment from the Middle Army, the Japan Ground Self Defense Force, are participating in the exercise this year to share experiences gained during operation in order to enhance interoperability in planning and execution. This is an exercise for to build interoperability during planning and execution of different specific missions by the security forces. Then annual training event held in India since 2018. The scope of this exercise includes platoon level joint training in the jungle and semi-urban urban terrain operations. It is crucial and significant in terms of security challenges faced by both the nations in the backdrop of the current global situation. Because so that Taliban has come near to India in Afghanistan. Okay, and China Japan conflict are growing. So this is how to challenge it. Okay, so the joint exercise will enable the two armies to share best practices in practice, techniques, and procedure for conducting tactical operations under the UN mandate. In addition to developing interoperability, okay, economy, camaraderie, and friendship between the two nations will be also coordinated, synchronized during the exercise. The training will focus primarily on high degree of physical fitness and sharing of drills at the tactical level. During the exercise, participants will engage in a variety of missions ranging from joint planning, joint tactical drill, basics of establishing integrated surveillance grid, including employment of aerial assets. The joint exercise will facilitate both armies to know each other better, share their wide experience, and enhance their situational awareness. Because so they will be all will be supporting the other side in the exercise. Okay, what are the other military exercises conducted by India and Japan, two friendly countries? The two countries have frequently conducted joint military exercises and cooperation technology. On October 22nd, India and Japan concluded the security pact. The Quadrilateral Security Dialogue or Quad. Okay, it is an informal strategic dialogue between USA, Japan, Australia, and India that was formed in 2007 and revived in 2017 called as Quad, Alliance of Democracy. The dialogue was followed by unprecedented joint military exercise called Exercise Malabar. Diplomatic and military arrangement was widely viewed as a response to China's increasing economic and military power. Although the formation of Quad has been justified as an alliance of democracy, but in practice it was created to counter the spread of Chinese hegemony in the region, fine, which is a threat to democracy. Okay. The dialogue is followed by unprecedented joint military exercises called Exercise Malabar. The diplomatic and military arrangement was widely viewed as a response to China's increasing economic and military power. Okay. Naval exercise GMEX between India and Japan. Air Force is Maitri Shinu. Okay. So GMAX between the Navy. Air Force is Sinu. Okay. And this exercise within the army is called Operation. So Dharma Guardian. Fine. So three different. So army, navy, air force they conduct different exercise for promoting synchronization between them and as a measure of further promoting cooperation in the two sides. Fine. Okay, so the next news about the glacier and situation in the environment and climate issue. Scientists studying the Antarctica's vast Matisse glacier say warm water is seeping into its weak spot, worsening melting caused by rising temperature. Okay, the Matisse glacier, nicknamed the Doomsday Glacier, is a broad and vast Antarctic glacier flowing into the Pine Island Bay. Okay, it is a part of the Amundsen Sea. The Matisse is roughly the size of Florida and it represents more than half a meter of global sea level rise potential and could destabilize neighboring glaciers that have the potential to cause a further 3-meter rise. Okay, so this is the importance of this particular glacier, and this is melting sea. This is the glacier which is protecting others. This acts as an obstruction to other glacier to melt. Right. It loses more than 50 billion tons of ice to the ocean yearly, contributing to about 4% of the annual sea level rise. It has retreated by about 14 kilometers in the late 1990s. It also acts as buffer holding back neighboring glaciers that contain around 3 meters of potential sea level rise. International Wettis collaboration. As part of the International Wettis Glacier collaboration, a team of 13 US and British scientists monitored the glacier using an underwater robot vehicle known as IceFin. It was established in 2018. The Wettis Glacier is closely monitored for its potential to raise sea levels. Along with the Pine Island Glacier, it has been described as one of the as part of the weak underbelly of the West Antarctic ice sheet. Okay, so this is the importance of this particular glacier. Okay, so next is the Periyar Tiger Reserve Bird Sanctuary. A 4-day bird survey conducted by the Forest Department has identified 231 species of birds in the Periyar Tiger Reserve in Kerala, including 14 threatened and 20 endemic species, of which 11 species of birds were not recorded during the previous survey. Fine. So, this shows that a 4-day bird survey conducted by the Forest Department. Okay, in the Periyar sanctuary, okay, and lot of endangered and endemic species or threatened endemic species were located. Authority have confirmed the presence of a migratory bird for the first time inside the Periyar Tiger Reserve. Migratory bird has come also for the first time. The Kashmir flycatcher, a migratory bird, was spotted in the survey by the Periyar Tiger Reserve. Okay, the Kashmir flycatcher is an insectivorous species that breeds in the northwest Himalayas. Okay, this has come for the first time to the Periyar Reserve Bird Sanctuary. Okay, so at the survey, the orange breasted green pigeon was also spotted at the Periyar Tiger Reserve after a gap of 100 years. The Periyar Tiger Reserve becomes significant as it supports 20 out of the 26 endemic bird species of the Western Ghats and 14 threatened species. About the that Periyar Tiger Reserve, Periyar Tiger Reserve located in the Western Ghats of Kerala, was declared a tiger reserve in 1978. It gets its name from the river Periyar, which has its origin deep inside the reserve. Two main rivers, Padma and Periyar, drain the reservoir. It is home to many tribal communities, including the Manaj and the Balians. It consists of tropical evergreen, semi-evergreen, and most deciduous flora and fauna. There is more than 171 species of grasses there. Important flora include stick mangoes, Rosewood, Jammu, okay, Jacandas, Terminalias, termite, real panicana, bamboos, etc. Fauna includes elephants, wild pigs, sambar, gaur, mouse deer, dole or barking deer, Indian wild duck, and tiger. The major four species of primates are found in the area: the rare lion-tailed marcus, the Nilgiri langur, the golden langur, common langur, and bonnet marcus. It is also being considered as the habitat of the exclusive Nilgiri thar. Okay, so this is very specific. Okay, then coming to the question of the day. Okay, so rapidly rising antimicrobial resistance or AMR is a threat to public health and needs an accelerated and multi-sectoral response. Right? But this news is about the antimicrobial resistance developed in the human being. Antimicrobial resistance occurs when bacteria, virus, fungus, and parasites change over time and no longer respond to medicines, making infections harder to treat and increase the risk of disease spread, severe illness, and death. Because the bacteria and viruses they develop the resistance to the medicines or antibiotics given injected or given to the patient to get the cure on that. Okay, due to their what do you call that at the okay, so changeover in this bacteria, virus, and fungus, so they are not responding to the common medicine. The WHO has declared it as one of the top 10 health threats facing humanity. According to global research on antimicrobial resistance, report, okay, 495 million people died from drug resistant bacterial infection in 2019. For around 5 million people around the world, they died due to drug resistant bacterial infection. Means the bacteria that infected with did not respond to any drug or to the available drug, because the drug available is not working on the bacteria which affected those persons. Okay, then uh, okay, so why it is growing? So transfer bacteria from hospital, so antimicrobial resistance as a threat to public health. So why this is growing? Okay, why this is a growing phenomena in the country? Let us know about this. Why it is growing? Okay. Transfer of bacteria from hospital to the general population. Increasing density of bacterial population in healthcare center allow the transfer of the bacteria into the community and the emergence of resistance. So how this is being developed? This is being developed because these bacteria are being transferred from the healthcare hospital to the common people. Okay, to their home or to the common places. Okay, because the overcrowding of the hospitals and the resistance of these antibiotic resistance, antimicrobial resistance bacteria in there, that led to transmission outside the hospital. Okay. Difficulty in treating deadly diseases. Microbial resistance to antibiotic has made it harder to treat infections such as pneumonia, tuberculosis, blood poisoning, septicemia, and several foodborne diseases. Fine. Bacteria spreading from travel and trade. International travel and trade also result in the spread of resistance bacteria and resistance gene from one country to the other. Poor hygiene, poor adherence to hygiene measures, lack of sanitation, access to clean water, okay, is leading to the spread of resistance bacteria. Excessive use of antibiotics. Global public health response has been threatened due to the rising misuse and overuse of antibiotic in human and animals. Improper use of antibiotic is further lead to multi-drug resistance. Okay, MDR as it is called popularly. Spread of superbugs. Particularly alarming is the global spread of multi and pan resistance bacteria known as the superbugs that cause infection which are not treatable with existing antimicrobial medicines. They are called superbugs, and many there is allegation that many hospitals in India are infected with superbugs, and when the superbugs act, so they find no remedy because the remedy is not available, and so that is why so it is difficult to treat those patients. Fine. Then judicious use of antibiotics, reducing antibiotic resistance. Okay, so or antimicrobial resistance also requires prescribing antimicrobial judiciously and only when they are needed. The focus should be on coordination across the animal industry and environmental sector to prevent the unnecessary use of antibiotics in the farm. So as more and more antibiotics are being used in the poultry, in the dairy industry, okay, and when that comes as consumption to human being, so they affect their health to a considerable extent, and that spread to human being from animal to human being. That is called the antimicrobial resistance. Fine. Okay, so judicious use of this antibiotic so might be able to save a lot in this domain, but it is not being used properly. So we all became doctors on our own, and the chemist shop became the doctor's point. So without getting a proper prescriptions, we are purchasing drugs over the counter and taking it, which is very harmful, and that is a major reason for the rising and antimicrobial resistance and development of antimicrobial resistance, because this is the biggest issue. So without proper knowledge, okay, or a proper idea, okay, proper medical guidance, it is being made available to it is being taken from the counter and consumed directly. This affects the health of the person to a considerable extent. Right? Okay. So, judicious use of this antibiotics is a big issue, and it must be dealt carefully. Fine. Surveillance mechanism. Putting a robust surveillance system in place will allow detection of resistant pathogens of all kinds in the environment and hospital, and this could eventually allow contamination. Okay, so which is allowing contamination. Investing in research and development, there is an urgent need for a strong pipeline of new antibiotics, an essential component in ensuring that there are new tools available in the fight against antimicrobial resistance. This would require heavy investment in research and development by the government and the private sector. The cost of antimicrobial resistance to national economy and the health system is significant. There is an urgent need for adopting the One Health approach. It brings together multiple sectors and stakeholders engaged in human, terrestrial, and aquatic animal and plant health, food and feed production, and the environment. This approach can effectively prevent, predict, and detect the health crisis induced by antimicrobial resistance. This crisis need to be properly taken care of before it goes aggravated. Then coming to the MCQs. With reference to exercise Dharma Guardian 2023, consider the following. It is a biennial training event held in India since 2018 between India and Japan. Okay. Dharma Guardian is a exercise being conducted in India and Japan, right? Okay, but it's not held in India. So it is held exchange between India and Japan. So this is incorrect. Troops of the Assam Rifle Regiment of Indian Army have participated. This is also wrong. So both are incorrect. Both 1 and 2 are incorrect. Fine. Then with reference to snow leopard, consider the following. India's first snow leopard conservation center will be in Uttarakhand. Fine. So it is right. The conservation center will come up as a part of the IUCN Secure Himalaya project. No. Okay, the snow leopard is the state animal of Uttarakhand. Okay, this is also right. Fine. So 1 and 3 are correct. So answer will be B. Sorry, 1 and 3. The answer will be C. This is wrong. So this is C. Fine. So this option will be not B, C, A, B, C, and D. Fine. Then, with reference to Kashmir flycatcher, which was the news recently, it is endemic to the Indian subcontinent with a very restricted breeding and wintering range. The IUCN state it an extinct in wild. Okay, not extinct in wild, so it is only one is correct, but two it is endangered one, not extinct in wild. Then, Whitey's glacier often mentioned in news assume which of the following. It is in the Antarctic region. So answer is Antarctic region. Answer is B. Then Kabach 2023 often mentioned news related to okay Kabach. Kabach is a it is the it is a military exhibition. Okay, sorry, the cyber security one. Then consider the following statement in the Central Water Commission. It is a technical organ in the field of water resources attached to the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Fine, that's right. Okay. They have the responsibility of setting up norms to be followed during flood situation. This is also right. Reference to dam rehabilitation and improvement project DRIP. Consider the following statement. The project funded completely the government budget. No, it is externally aided. The project aims to improve the safety and operational performance of selected dams across the whole country. So two is correct, one is incorrect. Answer will be B. Then consider the following statement reference to National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization. NOTO is a statutory body established under the Human Transportation of Human Organ Amendment Act 2011. National Level Tissue Bank. Okay. Biomaterial Center for Storing Tissue has been established at NOTO. Okay. Only two is correct, one is incorrect. Then consider the following statement regarding current account deficit. A current account deficit indicates that a country's importing imports are more than its exporting. Okay, imports are more than the export. Right. Both government and the private payment are included in the calculation of CAD. Okay, this is also correct. Okay, CAD is always bad for a country and its economy as it drains the country's forex reserve. Okay, so current account deficit always definitely because current account deficit. So it is here the answer will be D 1, 2, 3 all are correct. Uh, Nabam Rebecca case. Okay, Nabam Rebecca case to discuss from legislators. Fine. Answer is A. This way, your daily discussion for today is almost over. And keep on watching regularly. Okay, so you will be able to know the developments and their issues along with the daily MCQs. Okay, which will help you in different examination. Thank you for watching.